people gonna say, "Oh, I'm
That's
here
crazy.
now."
That's crazy.
LeBron was just running through. He was running through them. He was running through the Pacers.
Because KD, look, you gotta understand. They needed KD. They wouldn't make the playoffs.
And always, like and subscribe, man. The ultimate trio.
Hit that like button. Let's put this up.
Welcome back, you guys. Ultimate Trio Podcast, episode 3.
Goody, what's goody? Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. We're gonna be talking about NBA free agency. Trades and signs has been happening a lot. And a hot topic. The big topic is the Brooklyn Nets. Kd and Kyrie. So, Raul, what's your topics about that topic? About the tradings? Okay.
I think KD was let down tremendously. I wouldn't even say let down. They gave him the pieces. They gave him some pieces. They gave him Harden.
Barely.
Kyrie. They gave him Harden. They gave him Kyrie. They gave him Andre Drummond. They gave him Blake Griffin. They gave him Grogic. They signed him. They gave him Steph Curry. They gave him. I mean, what else you want, bro?
Curry played 55 games.
Okay, that don't matter, bro.
It does matter. He needed him.
No, I don't believe that. I mean, if you call yourself, I mean, LeBron gets all the hate in the world. Oh, he can't do nothing with anybody else. I mean, y'all comparing him to KD. KD, you need to compare to him all the time. Oh, he's better than LeBron. He's better than LeBron. Okay, you had the chances to do you, and you had James Harden. He was there. James Harden was there. Don't tell me he wasn't.
He was there. Dealing with a hamstring injury.
James Harden was there playing with him. I know Kyrie wasn't present, but James Harden was there, and he had a team. He had a very good team from the beginning of the season. Who did you have coming out the East?
Brooklyn. I have Brooklyn.
You okay? So
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I think he was let down. He was let down. I don't think it was all his fault. He still performed the way he should have performed.
Yeah.
But he was just let down. I mean, there's not much to it. I can't argue with the dude for wanting out, especially since Kyrie already was like, this yada yada yada. I might go to LA, and then decides to opt in, which I think was just a money move because he knew he wasn't going to get that 30 mil if he opts out. But yeah, that's how I feel about that.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think I just gotta do what Charles Barkley said. I don't think KD is a bus driver. I don't think. And you can see that. I don't think either one of those three, James Harden or Kyrie or KD, I don't think either one of those three are bus drivers. Uh-huh. And I think that came, that showed now that, they did face some injuries and things, things of that nature. But, I mean, if you go to another team, am I mad at him? No, it's within his right. We're living in the player empowerment era. But at the end of the day, like Charles Barkley said, if you look at it with the degree of things, I can only give you so much credit, for doing so. Now it's crazy because he left to come over here and play with Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
What he wanted. So when somebody does what they want and they do this, it's kind of rough to be give them the benefit of the doubt because you left the Warriors, you left that situation, and look at them now. So it looks real bad on them. And from some reports that have come out, that's getting to his ear, and he's hearing that people saying that this has hurt him, that Warriors winning and Curry getting MVP and doing all of this, that has hurt him. So I think that that is affecting him. And also, I don't know how it can affect you. I know they're best friends, but I don't know how it can affect you. How it can't affect you. The fact that Kyrie simply said, "No, I'm just not going to play with you, or play with the team." So when the team needed him. So I don't know how that doesn't affect. Maybe it doesn't affect. I don't know how their personal relationship is, but I just can't see how that might not affect their basketball relationship. Mm-hmm. That's what the basketball relationship. And that's very rough to move forward from because you can only think, well, we could have done this, we could have done that. So who's to say tomorrow, next year, Kyrie won't be there again,
So where do you guys think he's going to go? Like, if he gets traded, does he stay?
Phoenix or Miami. Phoenix or Miami.
I think
That's what I'm thinking at least. I mean, Phoenix got a good foundation. They got they'll have CP3 running the point, very reliable. And unless we get to the playoffs, but it's all right. We can talk about that one later.
Yeah.
You got Devin Booker, who's a certified bucket. And then you just add KD over there. That's a tough lineup. You got Mikal Bridges over there. Yeah, I think Phoenix is it. Miami could be that could be a good fit too.
Yeah.
Because Miami, Jimmy Butler, he's a superstar. Don't get me wrong, but Jimmy Butler don't turn it on until the postseason. Jimmy Butler's gonna get you a calm 22, 23 points per game in the regular season, and then he turns it on postseason.
But that's what you need. That's what you need from a superstar, though.
Yeah, when I agree, but you add KD to that, they'll breeze through the regular season, and then Jimmy don't have to give 30 no game. You know what I mean? He could do his normal 23 to 24, maybe 25 points per game, and just play lockdown defense. You should just give Durant the ball, let him hoop. Those are
What
my
about you, Anthony?
considerations, and I've seen reports of like, oh, the Lakers might do a package with Kyrie and KD to play. That's just
That's not happening.
that
That's
happening.
definitely not happening.
I don't see any type of way that happens. And if it does, well, LeBron winning like 7 in a row. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Continue on.
how that happens with the Lakers from a Brooklyn standpoint. Because what can the Lakers offer? They don't have anything. Are you really telling me that Brooklyn is gonna take on Russell Westbrook? Really?
No.
Like that?
Well, I mean, they're gonna even if they don't give the KD trade, if they do the Kyrie trade, that's who they're gonna have to give up. If it's gonna be Russell Westbrook's definitely gonna be involved in the trade with Kyrie Irving. So when you look at it, they want to take on Russell's contract and Russell Westbrook in general.
That's right. I mean, what I see the most probable and what makes most sense for everybody is probably first Miami, because they have some good assets around that they can send to Brooklyn along with picks, because everybody's going to send picks, obviously. But they have some good assets down there in Miami that they could send back, and so that would be good. Like I'm forgetting the name right now. Sorry guys, but the 6th man of the year, what was his name again?
Tyler Hero. I got you, Tyler Hero.
And Duncan
Robinson.
No, those are guys that could be good trade pieces, and that could work. I can see where they have it, because all the other teams, they just have picks, or most of the other teams, but Miami has some good assets, players already there. And the other one, which I saw in the report, is the Warriors. Right? Talking about KD.
I don't think that happens though.
Yeah, I don't think that happens either.
You said it yourself. Oh, it will just make KD look terrible.
But the thing is,
it can look bad, bro.
I don't know if he cares. How the way he's gonna look bad. I mean, come on.
He just wants to win. That's all. That's all he does. He just wants to win, compete, and that's it.
Listen, the best enemy to have is the enemy you already know, and so he already knows. And I know some Warriors fans on him after they left, but what they gonna do if he comes back? You think they're gonna say no?
No.
It's
like LeBron going back to Cleveland. They burned his jersey. They hated LeBron. Then he came back, won a championship, and now he's the way he is.
Yeah. So and also applies the same thing that I said about Miami. Well, the Warriors have some really good young players, and they can send picks as well. They have Kuminga. They have
Jordan Poole.
They have Wiseman. Not saying they have to ship all of them, but because you got to look how this fits for everybody. You can't just look at how this fits for the Warriors. You got to look for Brooklyn. They're gonna be like, all right, if we're gonna give up KD, we want something in return. So if I'm Brooklyn, Warriors would be a really good option as well. Obviously, KD has to be okay with that. In terms of Kyrie, I don't know. I'm really bullish on Kyrie, because at least with KD, you know what I can expect him to be there, unless he's but he's gonna be there, and he's gonna give it his all, right? I don't think he's that great of a leader on a championship. I don't think he's that great of a leader, but I think he's gonna give it all he has. But Kyrie, I can't say the same for him, so it's kind of tough. I don't know. I mean, he wants to trade for him to get traded somewhere. I don't know. Obviously, supposedly from reports, LeBron is wanting him.
Yeah, he's pushing hard for him. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but LeBron wanted Russell Westbrook last year. We see how that turned out.
And honestly, like my take on, I know it's beside the point, but my take on the Westbrook, I think they run it back another year, and I think if Russell Westbrook is used correctly, I think they could be a very dangerous team without Kyrie. If Russell Westbrook decides to stay, if they can't find a trade. I think used correctly, I think Russell Westbrook could be. I think that whole team could be good.
So vehemently disagree with that because it's not about. It's just about the fit. Because, and I'm not even going to bring up Anthony Davis injury issues here because that's another story. But just the fact of Russell Westbrook, LeBron has always flourished. When he's done the best is when he's had really great perimeter shooters, spot up shooters around him. You look at Miami when they had Ray Allen, Shane Battier, and especially in that one final.
Mike Miller.
Mike Miller that went bananas as well. Because that's the game. LeBron can shoot from time to time, but that's not his strength. He's going to drive to the paint. He's going to attract all the attention. And he's going to kick it out. In Cleveland, when he went back to Cleveland, we can make fun of J.R. Smith all we want. But he when they won, he shot pretty well. Shot very well. Spot up to Kyrie. Probably shot one of the best percentages from three.
Yeah, Kevin Love.
Kevin Korver, one of the best of all time. So that's what makes sense. I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, in order for him to succeed, as a team, for LeBron's team to succeed, that's the time and again. So Russell Westbrook, we can't expect Russell Westbrook after all these years to become a spot up shooter. We saw what happened last year. It was awful. He thinks in himself that he should bring up the ball. When you have LeBron there, I mean, one of the best court visions, we've seen in all time, and you want Russell Westbrook bringing up the ball, leading the league in turnovers, or almost leading the league in turnovers. It just doesn't make sense. It's just, unless Russell Westbrook is going to overnight turn into Klay Thompson, I don't see that happen.
Ain't no way.
It's just that's why I don't see it. They could play better. Anthony Davis could play better, and I'm not saying that they won't make the playoffs. If Anthony Davis gets healthier, they'll make the playoffs. But with Russell Westbrook, they're not going to go very far because it just doesn't fit. It's just not a very good fit, and so that's why I disagree with that on the Lakers with Russell Westbrook. They have to get rid of him.
All right, so let's move on from Brooklyn and LA. Let's talk about other free agencies, signings or trades like Rudy Gobert to Minnesota. Two big mans for Minnesota, 200 plus for Minnesota. Currently in terms of Rudy Gobert. I don't like the trade. I think Utah is probably trying to get KD with all those trade picks. I don't think they have young assets for it, but I think the draft picks are probably gonna intrigue Brooklyn into it. But I don't think they have any young pieces for it. But it'll be crazy to see Donovan Mitchell.
That trade was strictly to keep Donovan Mitchell around because Donovan Mitchell and Rudy have never gotten along together. So they chose which route to go. They chose Donovan. Yeah. That trade was simply that. I don't believe that. Maybe they could try to use
draft pick.
KD.
Yeah, they got four.
KD's not going to be a tall. Hate to break it to you.
And this is very hilarious what I'm looking at right here. I think we got to give a round of applause to the Utah Jazz right here. This is what they got, right? They got Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, which we'll do in a second, which is hilarious. DeAndre Morrow, Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt. So about 5 players.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2023 first round pick, 2025 first round pick, 2026 pick swap. So, but that's also first round. They'll swap the first round pick. 2027 first round pick and 2029 first round pick. Are you kidding me for Rudy Gobert? So what are we gonna do about Kevin Durant? It's gonna be 30 first round picks. This is ridiculous. From Minnesota Timberwolves perspective, How are you gonna give all of this up for this guy? I mean, that's just something that
Yeah.
from a Minnesota Timberwolves perspective, I highly disagree with that. Not saying that he's gonna play bad with them there. He might play good. They might get a little bit better. But in order for this to be justified, they have to win the title because they mortgage the future, their whole future. I mean,
But they have a good future though. Minnesota got a good future. Anthony Edwards and currently Town. That's still their
Hey, I mean,
franchise
they're
revolves around.
gonna move their focus from the draft to free agency. But hey, we got Rudy Gobert, we got Karl Anthony Towns, we got Anthony Edwards, we got D'Lo. Like we're building something here. They're just trying to shift their focus instead of being a lottery pick to being a free agency landing destination.
if you in Minnesota management or owner, this is what you have to believe in order to do this. You have to believe that Rudy Gobert jumps you from the first round to the finals. That's what you have to believe. Because you can't do all of this for a guy that's going to get you to the second round. You just can't. I understand have a good core and a nice core, but you don't mortgage your future this way. If this is Kevin Durant, by all means.
Yeah.
By all means. But for Rudy Gobert, this is not that doesn't make any sense. Now, I mean, kudos kudos to the Jazz. I mean, this is about keeping Donovan Mitchell. And if you have to choose between one of the two, I agree. You choose Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
I choose to do that as well. And then you're getting all these picks back. I agree with that. But how about Patrick Beverly, man? How about Patrick Beverly? Minnesota!
Minnesota is for you.
It's for you.
And Minnesota said, Patrick Beverly, this is for you.
This is for you. Habla morita.
Bye. No, that's crazy.
And this clown has the audacity to say, Twitter, all right. That I'm going to take to the playoffs. Come on, bro. Like he's, I like Patrick Beverly. I like his energy.
Menace.
I like the energy he plays with, but for him, he feels like he has to be a little bit, too arrogant. I don't know. I guess it works for him. But yeah, that's my take on that.
Okay, let's now talk about the Bulls. The Bulls who resigned Zach LaVine, who just signed Andre Drummond and Goran Dragic. I like the Andre Drummond pick. I think Nikola Vucevic, he's not a rebounder. He's not an interior presence like Andre Drummond. And he can catch the lob. Obviously, you can't shoot like him, but you grab your boards, especially when you're playing against a Giannis who's in your division or in your conference. And Zach LaVine, I think you needed Zach LaVine. I don't know why people thought he was going to leave. I think him and DeMar DeRozan's a great scoring duo. And Goran Dragic, he's like that playmaker. He gave a little 15 points off the bench, but I actually like it. He could replace Lonzo if he gets injured. So yeah, because he's very injury prone lately. So I like the Goran Dragic too.
I like especially Andre Drummond because I like the Bulls this past year. I just think that they went into some injuries. I think that hurt them because
Alonzo
I think
Ball
they
could them. Alonzo Ball, as much slant as that man gets, he is the offense of every team he's been on, except for my man is the Lakers. He was young and didn't realize him, but he was on the Pelicans. Everything had to run through him. When he was on the Bulls, everything ran through him, and they were top seed in the East. Lonzo's like that. He don't get enough credit, but he's like that.
Yeah. And they could have done some danger in the playoffs. So damn it, better yet. But I just think they didn't get the chance because of injury. I think but adding Andrew Drummond, not that great a shot blocker, but he's okay. And I think that's gonna have defensive abilities. So that's gonna be good. I think with a fully healthy season, the Bulls, I think that they'll be, with these additions, if they especially going into the playoffs, I think they're dangerous.
Yeah. Now Phoenix Suns, they haven't made a decision on DeAndre Ayton. Obviously he wants the max. Does he deserve it? Does he not? Does he leave? And if he does leave, where he go? Where does he go?
Oof, I ain't even thought about that. DeAndre Ayton, I don't know, man. Where does he fit? I don't know where exactly he'd fit. I mean, he's a big man, versatile big man. So I mean, you can plug him in kind of anywhere. But I don't think he. I think he's thinking too much of himself, highly of himself, which is not a bad thing. But I just don't think he's going to get the money he wants anywhere. To be honest, he had one good season when they went to the finals, and he was kind of put on display, and he showed what he could do. But I just don't think he's worth what he's either
I
looking
don't know.
for or what he thinks of himself.
I think those finals. I think Giannis bullied him. I think that diminishes his contract. I think that he's gonna get less. Obviously that was a year ago. But that still hurt his stock because Giannis, it's Giannis. He destroyed him. He bullied him that whole series. And that's in my opinion. I think he has to stay. I think Suns gonna have to give him some like 100 plus, but I think he has to stay.
I disagree that they give him the a max or $100 million. Adonis brings up his performance against Giannis. People can say, you know what, it's Giannis, right?
Yeah.
But look at his game 7 against the Mavs. In 17 minutes, he had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 5
Nah, that's bad.
assists. Excuse me, and 5 points. Against who? Was it against Shaq or Patrick Ewing? It was against Dwight Powell. You guys know who Dwight Powell is? We is. So come on, man. I mean, I understand. Not even against Giannis, you got to put up a fight. But 4 points and 5 rebounds, game 7 at home, and you want a max? I'm sorry, man. I don't know. It feels like a lot of these days, everybody's getting a max. I don't know. I don't know how you can give him a max. I mean, what you gonna expect in the future? You're supposed to reward good behavior, good performances. 4.5 rebounds, big
And
man.
playoffs.
That's not it.
It's a horrible game.
So speaking of matches, we have about 8 players that have gotten their max or super maxes, I should say, because looking at these numbers, they're insane. So I have a question for you guys. Within the 8 that got their super maxes, which ones do y'all think? Which one do you like the most? Which one do you hate? So we got, just to give you guys a refresher, we got Bradley Beal, 5 years, 251. Jokic, 5 years, 264. Devin Booker got 4 years, 214. Karl Anthony Towns got 4 years, 224. John Moran got 5 years, 231. Levine got 5 years, 215.2. Zion got 5 years, 193. And Darius Garland got 5 years, 193. So which ones out of those 8 do you guys feel like you like the most? Which one do you guys hate the least or hate the most? Sorry.
What I hate the least, well, it's because of the destination. Bradley Beal. I hate that he stayed with the Wizards. I feel like he wanted the money, but he's gonna lose in Washington. He ain't going nowhere. He's gonna be in Cancun in April, or even before the All-Star break. He's gonna be in Cancun. So
All-Star break. Nah, this kid fell.
no, I'm just saying, because he's wanted the money. He took a Carmelo move with the Knicks. Took a little Carmelo move. He could have went to Miami. He could have went anywhere. Honestly, he could have went anywhere. I think Miami would have been the best option because he would have been that first option. Because Bradley Beal's not the scorer like Bradley Beal. But that's the worst because where he went or where he stayed in Washington. My favorite, you could say I can say Darius Garland because he deserved the money. He was their playmaker, their offense with the pick and rolls with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen with the pick and rolls, throw the lob or step back, catch and shoot. So I actually like the Darius Garland. They needed him. They needed to stick with him because that's their best point guard. So I think I like the Darius Garland move too. So yeah.
Yeah, the one I like the most, the move I like the most is obviously Jokic. I mean that's pretty easy.
That's all.
But yeah, spent too much time spraying that back-to-back MVPs. But then to the one I like the least, I have to agree with Adonis on Bradley Beal because from a Warriors, from a Wizards perspective, obviously you sign him, you give him all the money, but I
Yeah.
mean I mean, at least wait. I mean, if you're gonna stay there, at least wait and see if you have a better option. But he wasn't within the first few days he signed, and
First
so
day.
like it tells me like you know what, I just want the money. Because if you wait to the end of it and you see, you know what, maybe you could say, well, he didn't like that situation, or maybe he didn't like this situation, or he didn't like what these people did, or he didn't like what that team did, or okay, but I mean, he just right off the bat. I mean, I don't understand that having options, you know, to go to Miami or maybe to go to the Suns, to go to players of that caliber. They have a lot of options, but I don't know. I mean, on the first couple of days of free agency, doing that already. I mean, that's I don't agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
From his perspective, in terms of him trying to get a championship, we obviously know that that's not going to happen because of the decision he made. That's my take on that.
I got two that I dislike. I agree with y'all, the Bradley Beal situation. That you guys kind of hit the nail on the head right there. He's kind of wasting his career over there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He could easily be on any contender and make that team 10 times better. The other one is the Zion Williamson one. I think
Wow.
I don't think the Pelicans are going to use him correctly. I don't think the Pelicans handled his injury this past season correctly. I don't think they're handling his weight correctly. Now, that part it made me a little bit more of a personal choice. But at the same time, as an organization, if you consider him your franchise player, you got to tell him, you got to slim up. Because I mean, I hate to break it to you, but somebody being 260 doing windmills, his knees are not gonna make it, man. Like, and like I said, I don't wish injury on nobody, but Zion's too heavy to be doing all of them 360 windmills in between the legs off the backboard. He's just too heavy.
Yeah, I can't fight you on that. I mean, with Zion, I mean, I can't. I mean,
but it's Zion though. It's Zion though.
I understand that, and he's a very special, dynamic player, but I just think he's not handling it well.
The only thing that I can say in pro of doing that in Zion is that Zion he's young. He's still young.
Yeah.
That's what I can say. I still got, if I'm on an organization, I still got time to work on him. But he has the. In that position, I wouldn't have done it either. I mean, I wouldn't have gave him the max because of that, because he hadn't done it. I mean, he hadn't.
As a player, obviously, you're gonna take the max.
Okay. Oh yeah.
But I just, as an organization, I don't believe they should have gotten that money.
Yeah, because he hasn't proven to me that he can stay healthy from prove his weight, because there's certain issues with health, like Derrick Rose. I mean, you just can't control that. Sorry, you just can't. You just can't. But him, we can see that he's got to work on it. And we saw like he could end up being like Charles Barkley, that had issues in the beginning with his weight, and he ended up being one of the all-time greats because he slimmed down. But kind of wrong. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he does what he has to do.
So, and then the one that I honestly, the other ones, they all make sense. Jokic, Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns, John Morant, Zach LaVine, I'm a little iffy on because I don't even think he was the best player on that Bulls team. DeMar DeRozan definitely carries the offensive load, in my opinion. But yeah, those are my two. Actually, I don't disagree with any of that. So, but like I said, Zion, Bradley Beal, those in it for me.
All right, so that's a wrap for episode 3.
Like and subscribe. Leave comments down below.
Go support us. Support is free.
And remember, NFL season is coming up. We're definitely gonna have podcasts of talking about that. We're gonna be all in on that as well. Not only obviously real NFL fantasy football. We're definitely gonna be diving into that. And NBA free agency, as we know, is not over. So as it keeps going, we will keep going with these topics. Obviously we're gonna be watching, especially KD and Kyrie. So as soon as something happens with that, we're gonna give our takes and see what happens with that. So definitely tune in, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace out, y'all.
All right, man. Ultimate Trio, we out.
Yes, sir.
See?